This is your megaphone pattern, right? So you have your two lines that are diverging, creating that megaphone pattern. Now, if we've been following along and trading the closes, we know that this line here is your resistance. It was here, resistance, right here, each time rejecting price. So the idea is it should reject price again. That's what you would expect as the highest probability move. Doesn't mean it has to do that, of course. It's just that's the most likely scenario. All right, so we still have a little upside here. It's right around 104,000. That would be your short-term target, and then we have to watch to see what price does.
Bitcoin Zella stands out with its simplicity and clarity. We've crafted an experience that anyone can dive into, whether you're a crypto expert or just a new to the crypto world. Now guess who keeps his eye on us? The author of best-selling book Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki. And we want to take this opportunity and thank all the people who trusted us, and we read every comment. And the best part, it's free. Subscribing now means you will get all new information for free. Don't just follow the trends, stay ahead of them. Subscribe to Bitcoin Zella today and enjoy the new edge. Join Gareth Soloway as he breaks down the key trades of Bitcoin, offering expert insights on market trends and strategies for success. Let's catch him to uncover valuable tips for navigating the crypto market.
We can see the Dow is actually down fractionally about 22 points. The NASDAQ is trading up 225 points. A majority of that is the semiconductor sector. The S&P up about 35 points or just under 0.6%. Oil trading down here. Now, this is the kicker on oil, guys. Remember, I gave you guys the level where I was going to short. I said $75 a barrel. Well, guess what? It kissed today, $75 a barrel. With members of Smart Money, Commodities, and Miners, I got the short off by buying SCO, which is a 2X USO or oil short. So we are on the short side here already, trading back from 75 back to 73. So already in the money very, very nicely on that. Gold today, just a small downtick here on gold as risk assets saw money flow. So remember, gold is risk off. When people get scared, they go into gold. So it generally pulls back when the markets go up, which they are up today. And Bitcoin, a classic risk asset, up about 4%. Remember the analysis. Remember, there's a megaphone pattern with upside to about 104,000. So we're still underneath that. We'll take a look at that chart in just a minute. Here's that fade I'm talking about. So markets, again, this is the intraday S&P 500. We can still very clearly see that we're still in the green today. But look, early in the day, there was all this robust buying to the upside. Then once we got to about noon, it just died out. And the markets began to fade. And they faded pretty much all afternoon, coming all the way back down, still net positive on the day. But again, do you think it's mom and pops taking profits here? Do you think it's John Q. Public unloading into the end of the day? I doubt it. I think, again, especially with the news today on inflation, on the tariff side, as well as the semiconductors, you generally probably had money flow coming from the sidelines into the market. And again, that tells me there's someone unloading or entities unloading into the afternoon. Again, not a strong day. Now, yes, you're going to hear the headlines. The headlines, the S&P up, the NASDAQ, very strong day. But when you look at the internals of the market, this is not a great day. A great day would have been up and then at least kind of sideways to up into the end of the day, closing near the highs of the day. When you close near the lows of the day, and I say lows because really this was your lowest point, so you are basically at the lows of the day, even though net positive, that is not a strong showing for the market.
Bitcoin traders are eyeing a price target of $138,000 as optimism surges following the recovery of the Coinbase premium to its break-even point. This metric, which compares Bitcoin's price on Coinbase to its global spot average, reflects renewed buying sentiment among U.S.-based investors. The resurgence of the premium comes after a period of selling pressure in late December, suggesting a revival of confidence in the asset as Bitcoin approaches new highs. Currently, Bitcoin is up 8.5% in 2025, buoyed by a broader bullish sentiment in the crypto market ahead of President-elect Donald Trump's inauguration. Analysts believe the asset's trajectory mirrors its 2021 bull run, with BTC closing above $100,000 for just 6 days since December 8. Some traders, like Posty, predict Bitcoin will continue its historical cycle patterns, potentially reaching $138,000 by February. On-chain data supports this bullish outlook. Analyst Axel Adler Jr. noted that 90% of the total Bitcoin supply is in profit, indicating minimal drawdown risks unless a significant market shock occurs. Meanwhile, retail interest has declined, but experts like Darkfost suggest this presents a strategic buying opportunity. With sentiment improving and technical indicators showing bullish trends, Bitcoin's path to $138,000 seems increasingly plausible.
Yeah, it's still up nicely, but again, off of its highs of the day here, and again, stalling right below its previous all-time high. This will be one I watch very closely into the next couple days. All right, couple other things going in motion today. There were a bunch of movers and shakers. Rigetti, all those computing stocks, they saw early big moves to the upside, although a lot of them did kind of fade towards the second half of the day with the overall markets. Overall, we traded a bunch. I think we had 8 or 9 trades in the Apex Live day trading room, so that was great. But let's go over Bitcoin. I really want to focus on Bitcoin today and a few of these other movers. So here's your Bitcoin chart. Let's go over to the big board and take a look. What do we see here? All right, so this is your megaphone pattern, right? So you have your 2 lines that are diverging, creating that megaphone pattern. Now, if we've been following along and trading the closes, we know that this line here is your resistance. It was here, resistance, right here, each time rejecting price. So the idea is it should reject price again. That's what you would expect as the highest probability move. Doesn't mean it has to do that, of course. It's just that's the most likely scenario. All right, so we still have a little upside here. It's right around 104,000. That would be your short-term target, and then we have to watch to see what price does. Down here, we have a very clear line at 92,000. So resistance, support, and yes, it's been a great little move from 92 to 102, but it's still within resistance and support areas. So again, keep that in mind. If we break above 104, where are we going? Your double top at 108. If that breaks, you have 115 up here as your next level. It's this extended line. You just can't see it on the chart, but that would be your upside level. So you'll see a lot of hype out there and everything like that, but in reality, when we're looking at the charts and we're following the data still tells us we're within this range of variability where price can go up and down and up and down. And really, you would have to break above this to start to say, okay, now we're breaking out above 108, above 104 in that range and seeing that next leg to the upside. All right, couple other charts to just quickly go over here. Let's look at gold today, which didn't do a whole lot when all was said and done. It did hold this technical level right here. So again, just keeping an eye on that. Gold basically flattish to slightly lower. And then silver today, eking out a gain, but still, look at how it pushed above this bearish consolidation, but then by the end of the day, it was brought right back in. Now, oil's the fun one here, right? Because this, again, were levels that we talked about. So let's go to the big board and just look at this real quick. In terms of oil, this is what we discussed happening. I said, this is your first target right here at 73. I said, I'm not going to short there, though. It's not a high enough risk reward, meaning that the downside is somewhat limited. It needs to get higher to give me that elasticity that gives me a good drop. So what was my next level? Right here at 75. Look at the line. Literally hit that almost to the penny today, right there. That's your short, and you can already see the results coming on the chart of oil. All right, now again, does that mean that that's the high and it's not going to go higher? No. Frankly, I don't know. Maybe it's going to go higher. That's why I start with a small short position so I can dollar cost average up here if need be. So it's always, again, a good trader is always thinking 2 steps ahead and saying, well, I'm not going to always be right, and sometimes I'll be wrong. So how do I maneuver? How do I protect myself? And that's the difference between retail newbies versus a pro, is a pro has been smoked enough, right? We've been hammered enough. We've been humbled enough by the market to always be defensive. Every time we get into a trade, if you're in the Apex Live day trading room, a lot of you guys are probably that are watching, you know that we're not going in with a full position starting. Sometimes we go in with a 1/10 of a portfolio position. Heck, on something like Rigetti, sometimes 1/20th, because we're always fully aware that that stock could blow right through our short or long level, and we'd have to maneuver. And the maneuverability is number one when it comes to a profitable trader. You got to be able to maneuver. As soon as you lose that maneuverability, you're handcuffed and you can't do anything anymore. You're at the mercy of the market, and you know what you result to? Hopes and prayers. And that does not go over well with the stock market, trust me, or the crypto market or anything else.
Bitcoin's price has surged past $100,000, hitting a yearly peak of over $101,000, following MicroStrategy's latest acquisition. The jump is notable as it comes just weeks after Bitcoin struggled to recover from its December lows, showcasing the market's renewed bullish momentum. MicroStrategy's purchase, announced by CEO Michael Saylor, appears to have had an immediate positive effect, unlike previous acquisitions that were often followed by temporary price dips. The latest buy was relatively modest compared to the firm's recent standards. MicroStrategy acquired 1,070 BTC for $101 million at an average price of $94,004 per coin. This contrasts sharply with their multi-billion-dollar purchases in late 2024, signaling a more measured approach. Despite this, the announcement still spurred Bitcoin's price to soar, climbing from $98,000 to over $101,000 within an hour. Reports indicate that MicroStrategy remains committed to its aggressive Bitcoin strategy, with plans to raise an additional $2 billion for further acquisitions. If you've been with us so far, a big thank you. Don't forget to subscribe for free to Bitcoin Zella for your daily news. The link is waiting below. That's all for today's crypto news. Stick around for more updates, insights, and analysis on cryptocurrencies. Share your thoughts in the comments, like this video, and subscribe for more exciting content.